Hi, my name is Derek, and in this Avoca video executive summary, we'll be looking at customized correspondence and how to talk to customers through personal digital communications. We'll start with a quick introduction and then show you what's possible when you use the technologies and experience of Adobe and Avoca to deliver customized correspondence. Customers are looking for the convenience of self-service, which means a lot of today's business happens online, unassisted. Which is great, it's a lower cost to service. Customers get to do what they need at a time and a place that's convenient for them. But the impersonal nature of self-service can often make it difficult to truly get to know your customer, preempt what they might need, ensure they're happy and not about to abandon your brand or complain about service. In many of today's organizations, the primary mode of communication with customers is through mail. Essential mail like bills or statements, and targeted marketing mail like flyers or special offers. But you're not the only one communicating with your customer this way. And for many, it's sheer information overload. And our best efforts to communicate in a targeted and personal way with our clients ends up joining the rest of the household recycling. So obviously communicating with customers digitally must be the answer. There are three fundamental issues with digital communications. Spam. How do you make sure your message isn't seen as another unwanted and uninteresting piece of electronic mail? Volume. If people get a lot of paper mail, they get a whole lot more email. So you've got to fight for prominence in the inbox and to be recognized and not simply deleted. Security. A lot of the information sent by mail today can't be sent by email for security or privacy reasons. There are lots of arguments about whether electronic mail is actually more or less secure than paper mail, but let's not tackle that here. The fact is, for many organizations, it is simply not acceptable to send certain types of information in unsecured email format. So does that mean we're stuck with the slow, impersonal, environmentally unfriendly mode of paper communications for the foreseeable future? Thankfully, no. What if we could dynamically generate personalized and interactive documents that facilitated two-way communication? Documents that could be opened by free software we were very confident the recipient already has installed regardless of PC operating system or browser. And the document could be secured, allowing access by the intended recipient only. Well, you can. When the power of Adobe Lifecycle Enterprise Suite is combined with the ubiquity of PDF as a document standard, we can create customized, interactive, secure communications. PDF is already the most widely used document standard in the world today, and a standard that's now managed by the International Standards Organization, or ISO. And when PDF is combined with digital rights management to secure the contents, this rich interactive document format can be securely delivered by email to the recipient, and it will stand out from their other electronic mail. The easiest way to show you the capability of a PDF for customized correspondence is to show you some examples. Let's take a look at some different types of correspondence. Adobe Lifecycle can be used to generate traditional correspondence like letters and bills, but let's look at some more innovative forms of communication. Firstly, a bank statement. So you can see here on my desktop, I've saved my interactive statement.pdf, which I'll double click to open in the free Adobe Reader. Now, because bank statements contain sensitive financial information, this bank statement has been protected with Adobe Lifecycle Rights Management, meaning I need to enter a user ID and password which is authenticated at a central server, not in the document, before I'm allowed access to the document's contents. This approach means sensitive correspondence can be distributed securely using email. So I enter the information, my user ID and password, and you can see here that I'm told that the information will be sent to a particular website. For each organization with their own instance of lifecycle rights management, this URL will reflect the details of your company. So the customer will be confident that the information is being sent to the appropriate location. So let's click OK to access the document. Upon first glance, the document looks reasonably standard. It's got some contact information up the top, a logo, and then a list of transactions. But I can see alongside each transaction there are two buttons, a Q for query and a D for dispute. After clicking either of these buttons, I'm presented with an area to enter some information about my query or dispute. So for example, the purchase amount is incorrect, should be $25. Or in the case of a dispute, I've never been to these markets. And directly inside the PDF document, I can submit my query or dispute for processing, and I'm provided with a reference number. Moving on, we have an option to change our address directly from inside the bank statement. So if I check the box, click here for change of address, I can enter some information and so on, and hit update address. Also, we can see below here that an image from the bank's website has been included in my statement. And because this is an electronic statement, the marketing messages included can be selected at the most granular level. We're not inserting flyers in an envelope, we're looking at the information we have about this particular customer and choosing the most appropriate marketing message or offer. In this case, the bank knows I do not have a savings account with them, so they're encouraging me to open an account. And as an electronic statement, I can click Apply Now to be taken directly to the website to make my application. So you can see the traditional one-way communications of a piece of correspondence like a bank statement can be made an interactive two-way communications tool with PDF. And by adding more features to the statement and personalized marketing messages, we'll encourage greater use of this option and more attention will be paid to the contents of our correspondence. Okay, now let's take a look at an interactive PDF portfolio. A portfolio is a single PDF file, but like an envelope, it can be used to carry multiple electronic documents. Each file is represented on this carousel with a thumbnail image to ease navigation. The way the navigation works can be controlled by each organization. All files can display as a list, a grid, or in a carousel format as shown here, whatever you prefer. I can navigate between the files by simply clicking on the thumbnail images. If I double click on the second item in the portfolio, I can see that it's a reference guide helping me to understand my new interactive statement. This is a standard PDF file. From here I can navigate to the other documents inside the portfolio or return to the home page. If I navigate to the first item in the portfolio, this is my interactive statement, which is an Adobe Flash application running inside the portfolio. This application provides me with both a data and graphical view of my bank transactions. I can view the information about my transactions either as a bar chart, as shown here, or toggle the view to show me a pie chart. Furthermore, I can drill down into a specific area of the pie chart, such as my shopping, to see where the money is being spent. If I have a query about a transaction, I can engage a live chat session with a customer service representative. I can see now that I'm being connected to another website in order to engage in this interactive communication. So without having to navigate away from my statement, I can actually engage in a live web chat with a customer service representative from inside the statement. Now, Finance Corporation, my financial services provider, knows I don't currently have an insurance policy with them, so they've included a targeted offer relating to insurance. Rather than directing me elsewhere to apply for insurance, I can do it directly from within the PDF portfolio. So I can see the insurance application form is already pre-populated with information that they know about me, such as my date of birth, but they may not have information such as my height or weight, number of dependents, non-smoker, and I can submit a request for a quote directly from where I am. So an interactive PDF portfolio provides an opportunity to extend the reach and functionality of essential communication items such as bills and statements. Finally, let's take a look at the Adobe capability for producing personalized letters that combine the benefits of personalization along with the compliance controls most organizations require, ensuring only appropriate wording is used on written communications with customers. We'll start by clicking on the Launch button for the letter generator. In this user interface, we're presented with the opportunity to enter the customer's details, or they could be pre-populated from a database. We see a preview on the right hand side of the letter we're preparing as a PDF. In this case, I've got two policy options that I've been discussing with the client, NMAP and NMPD, and in this case I'm going to select NMPD. As soon as we've selected NMPD, we can see that the word has appeared highlighted in the document, and we can click Next. So let's enter some personalized text into the letter after the conversation we've just had with the customer. We can select our preferred font and color just to highlight this text in the letter. Obviously, this can be controlled by the organization to ensure only corporate fonts and corporate colors are used in any communications. Now let's select some appropriate paragraphs of content that have been pre-approved for use in this situation. We'll select the text relating to the NMPD policy that we've already spoken to the customer about, and we can see that those paragraphs are now inserted into the letter. Now we've got some additional paragraphs of text that we'll add into our letter. And we're going to select all of these to demonstrate the fact that when the text added to the letter exceeds the length of the letter page, the letter automatically rolls onto a second page, and we click Next. Now in this example, we're showing the code that generates the letter, simply to point out the difference between the free-form text and the pre-approved paragraphs. So we can see the free-form text here is actually embedded inside the XML data for the letter, but the optional contents, the paragraphs, are inserted only as links. And that's a link to a location of that text in our content library. This means that if the pre-approved text changes before this letter is finally generated and sent to the customer, the latest text will always be used. Depending on my skill level as a customer service representative or the content of the letter, this letter could subsequently be sent through a workflow approval process before being dispatched electronically or on paper to the customer. As you can see, Adobe Lifecycle can be used to extend the customization, reach, and functionality of your communications. Check out our video on information protection to understand more about securing information in sensitive electronic documents such that they can still be delivered by email. If you'd like more information, please contact us through avoca.com. Thank you.